How's it going, everybody? Old Bible Gateway messing up on us again, but let's give it a shot. Let's go. When the uproar was over, Paul sent for the believers and encouraged them. Then he said goodbye and left for Macedonia. While there, he encouraged the believers in all towns he passed through. Then he traveled down to Greece, where he stayed for 3 months. He was preparing to sail back to Syria when he discovered a plot by some Jews against his life, so he decided to return through Macedonia. Several men were traveling with him. I'm still sick. Did go to work Thursday and Friday, but lived off caffeine. No caffeine this weekend. Let's keep resting that body, right? These are the ones that were traveling with Paul. What in the world is that? Sopater. Sopater. Son of Pyrrhus from Berea. Aristarchus and Secundus from Thessalonica, excuse me. Gaius from Derbe, Timothy, and Tychicus and Trophimus from the province of Asia. They went on ahead and waited for us at Troas. After Passover ended, we boarded a ship at Philippi in Macedonia, and 5 days later joined them in Troas, where we stayed a week. We'll be running this through to verse 9. Okay. On the first day of the week, we gathered with the local believers to share in the Lord's Supper. Paul was preaching to them, and since he was leaving the next day, he kept talking until midnight. The upstairs room where we met was lit with many flickering lamps. As Paul spoke on and on, a young man, this is crazy, a young man, because I remember this story, named Eutychus, sitting on the windowsill, became very drowsy and finally fell asleep and dropped 3 stories to his death below. Don't worry, Paul went down and saved him. We'll get to the rest of that story tomorrow, good Lord willing, because nothing is promised, is it? There sat in a window a certain man named Eutychus, being fallen into a deep sleep, and as Paul was long preaching, he sunk down with sleep and fell down to the third loft. Fell down from the third loft and was taken up dead. And we'll get to Paul. Remember, the earth is supernatural anytime you're living in the Bible in real time. So, Mr. Paul did have powers supernaturally as an apostle to go down and bring him back to life. Let's continue on in Daniel, King of the North, King of the South. And it's not highlighted because Bible Gateway is just acting up. I couldn't even listen to the Bible I was eating last night. It wouldn't move from one chapter to the next. Oh, well. And they that understood among the people shall instruct many, yet they shall fall by the sword and by the flame and by captivity and by spoil and many days. Now, when they shall fall, they shall be whole pin with little help, but many shall cleave to them with flatteries, and some of them of understanding, sheep, shall fall to try them. Yes, because that's what the end times, especially the Great Tribulation, is all about. And to purge, to purge them of their sins. That's what it is. It's the great calling. And to make them white, even to the time of the end, because it is yet for the time appointed, which is coming up soon. And the king shall do according to his will, the Antichrist, and he shall exalt himself and magnify himself above every god, and shall speak marvelous things against the God of gods, God of the Bible, and shall prosper till the indignation be accomplished. For that is determined shall be done. Neither shall he regard the God of his fathers, nor the desire of women, which I do believe is the divine feminine or the god of women, I think is how that translates to. Nor regard any god, because again, it's talking about regarding gods. So in the middle, nor the desire of women, that's not talking about the Antichrist no longer desires women. I mean, he's Satan in the flesh. It just something, and I don't know if we can catch that in a different translation. We can sure give it a try. Tell you what, let's go to Bible Hub. Bible Hub. We'll finish this out and come back to it. Nor the God of any God, but he shall magnify himself above all. But in his estate he shall honor the God of forces, which is the God of fortresses, which is that when you see those sculptures of that goddess with a fort on top of her head, that's her. And that translates over to Cybele, which translates over to cybernetics, which translates over to the God machine. The God machine. And of course, they're going to have bands called the God Machine, you know, so we won't really be able to search it as well. But Ex Machina, the God Machine, which is basically Ex Machina. Deus Ex Machina, God from the machine. There it is. Deus Ex Machina, the God of fortresses. And you see it's female. It's the ghost in the machine is all it is. Satan in the technology as the goddess. Deus Ex Machina, the goddess of fortresses. Still the same stuff kind of keeps coming up. Then we'll go to the god of fortresses. And they showed her in Dune. She was this old woman, all dressed in black in a black veil. Dune, the woman in the black veil. So let's go to Dune. I'll get you a picture because that's what they do. That is not her. There she is right there. Let me take a quick photo of her and blow it up and show y'all. How was my volume today? I didn't even check it. Oh, phew, it's good. Hang on. So in Dune, I hope it doesn't get too pixelated when I blow this up. But she was dressed as the god of fortresses, and of course a female. So it's the goddess of fortresses. And let's go with, and it looks like they've just basically wiped this out. You used to could find all kind of photos, but the AI is not working with us anymore. Goddess with fort on top of her head. And of course they spelled it got us because the AI is just messing with us. And got us with fort on top of her head, and you're getting nothing nowadays. This used to be easy, simple Google searches. This is called Fortuna. I don't know if they're going to give us any more photos. Nope. Got us with Fortress. I mean, it's literally a fort built on top of her head. Notice the big box that was on the one in Dune. It's exactly what she was mimicking, and they've just pulled it all from. So the AI, or the ghost in the machine, is not helping us with this Bible study, is basically what it's about. And no, it wasn't that one back there with the big thing on its head. That looks sort of close. Hang on a second. Let me pause. By the way, I went ahead and did go back and look at Daniel 11:37, where, remember, it read, "Nor the desire of women." But when you look it up in other translation, it says, "or the God loved by women," or for any other, So like we were saying, that was all in the context of no respect of the God of his ancestors, or the God loved by women, or for any other God. But he will only honor the God of forces. And I cannot, for the life of me, believe how audaciously, and I guess I should have always have had one saved, but always thought it'd be an easy Google search. So I had to look it up by Cybele. And it's a different one than I've seen before, but I had this one actually saved. I did have it saved. I saved it under Cybele. You see the fort on top of the head. That's Cybele, or Chibel, or the god of fortresses. So now we have to go back, and here's Chibel in Wikipedia, or Cybele. And again, going back to the Mountain Mother, she may have possibly been a forerunner, Urvias, blah, 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 blah. Only known as a goddess. This is who he honors. And because this then translates to, let's just key in Cybele. It's not like the AI has been working with us today at all. If we key in Cybele, god of forces. Cybele is the god associated with nature, motherhood, sometimes called the Greek mother of gods, was called the great mother of the gods. Oh, she's really worshiping anyway. And that is all those Asian where the 7 letters of the 7 churches, and one of them says, the seed of Satan. So Chabal, the major cult, was sometimes called the Magna Mater, or the great goddess. So you can start to see how revered this goddess actually is. It's basically number one, but very hidden today, right? Because this is the one that the Antichrist will actually honor. And I'm now going to key that in with cybernetics. So I used to could tie all of that together also. Let's go to cybernetics. Science communications of automatic control systems in both machines and living things. CY. And that's what Chibel translates to. It's the God machine. It's man mixing with machine because it's through the technology. Anyway, I think we can pretty much put it into the goddess Chibel. There's nothing I can find that's linking the two together here. But that is what it is. And that's again, the iron mixing with clay. The iron is the technology, where it says they shall mingle themselves with the seed of man. And what we just got through reading, cybernetics is man and machine mix. And it says they shall not cleave to one another. That's all in Daniel 2, 41 through 43. But in his estate shall honor the God of forces and a God whom his fathers knew not, because this is all brand new. And he shall honor with gold and silver and with precious stones and pleasant things. Thus shall he do in the most strongholds with a strange God, whom he shall acknowledge and increase with glory. And he shall cause them to rule over many, worship the image of the beast, and shall divide the land for gain. I'm glad you're here. Love you very much. Ask questions anytime. That's what I'm here for.